This is the Zo-Daddy.
This is the ManCandy.
And we are on podcast number 18, ManCandy.
Oh, did you guys miss us? Sorry we missed a week there.
You know, sometimes... No, we never missed a week.
We missed last week. We didn't do it last week.
Well, we did it like last weekend. And
no, we didn't.
When was our last episode?
That was almost like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Sorry, folks.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes, you know, they just need a little... You know, they're getting antsy. It's like, come on, we need a new episode, and it's all right to have them wait a little bit.
I suppose you're right.
You know, geez, we can't keep this going like this forever.
Sure, we can.
Well, all right, all right. Well, we got the recap. The recap. Well, it's been so long ago.
I know.
What was our last episode on?
The last episode was going to the gym.
Oh, going to the gym. I hope some of you guys are taking some of the advice and just getting out, getting moving. And maybe hitting that weight room a little bit. ManCandy, have you done a little bit at all?
No.
Oh, just
come on.
And by the way, I had my worst week. I went Saturday, Sunday, and then I was gone last weekend. Yeah. So I was gone. So I did not go Saturday, Sunday, and I only went like twice this week. But I am going to go tomorrow morning and Sunday.
Well, you're going to have to get up early for tomorrow.
Yep. I'm going to my one and only Badger game.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Come find me and get some merch.
It won't be in Double B, but you'll still be there.
Yes. I'm going to actually see how big the football players are actually. I think I'm like 12 rows up on the visiting side, right out around the 50-yard line. So, you know, like you're up in Double B and you think, man, I could be on the field. No. Where I'm at, there are going to be some big boys, ManCandy.
Well, when the Badgers need that little extra energy, you're going to hear it from Double B, and you'll look up there and say, thank you, guys.
Well, I took Purdue plus 14 as one of my picks, so don't worry, I'll be grinding.
But hey, as a part of the recap, I did get some listener feedback.
Oh.
Yep, okay. This is a tip that comes from us from listener at Terry B. He says, great episode, you guys, on getting to the gym, but you got to remember the 3 tips to working out. The training, the prayers, and the vitamins.
That's right, Hulkster. Terry. Oh, Terry, thank you.
Terry B. We don't know if it's the Hulkster, but it's at Terry B.
Terry B. Great advice. Oh, yes, ManCandy. Well, I'm ready for What's That Sound?
What's That Sound? 2 weeks in a row you got it right. I love it.
All right. Oh, yeah, I don't think I got this one, did I?
I don't think you did either.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. For everybody, this was last episode's What's That Sound?
Oh, yes, I got this one. That's the door stopper. That's obvious, man.
That's a door stopper.
Hey, that was an easy one. All right, I'm ready for this week's.
All right, so this week's What's That Sound? I'm going to just give a little disclaimer here.
Oh, boy.
When you hear it, it's not what you are initially going to think that it is.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So don't let your mind wander.
All right, don't let it wander.
Because it's gonna. Okay. All right, this episode's What's That Sound?
Oh, yeah, you think it's a fart.
Exactly.
It's not. I was thinking like, I got 2. I play it again.
Okay.
It's not like shuffling cards. It's not a zipper. One more time. Last one.
All right, here we go.
Last one. Oof. I might have to come back to it. Wait till next week. So
well, you said you had 2.
Well, I thought it was.
You said shuffling cards.
At first, it was like a zipper, but it wasn't a zipper. Like, no, it wouldn't be a zipper sound. It's some type of going through paper. I don't know.
All right. Well, if you know What's That Sound, please feel free to like it and put it in the comments. And also, you can submit your guesses at X at JO Tips Podcast.
Yeah, if I wasn't too lazy, I think I would do a couple What's That Sounds for you.
No, that's all right. We got a good system going.
I kind of like you doing it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm a little too lazy to do that.
Well, that's all part of the podcast. I mean, you're no notes, no notebook,
no
tip.
notes. That's right. And you got the notebook with everything out.
That wasn't it, though.
That
wasn't it.
Okay.
I'm just throwing you off.
I'm just saying, it's something going through like paper like that. All right.
Got my notes.
Well, we are on podcast 18, and our tips is because of what ManCandy did a couple weeks ago. He did not know how to read the little card for amusement only.
Yeah, and I was this close to getting away with it.
Yes.
But thank you, Vegas Boards, for blowing that up in our
Vegas
face.
Boards.
They're not going to be a sponsor anymore moving
I
forward.
like the Vegas board.
That's garbage.
I like having those lines come up, and they're changing right now as we speak. Nope, Badgers just moved from 14, minus 14 to minus 13.5. See, Vegas board's coming through now.
Look at that.
There it is. Well, this one is going to be on reading the sports card. So, if you are an old school MP, what happens on a weekly basis on Thursdays is that they come up with a card with all the games for college football and on NFL, and they have all the lines of those games. And, if you have an online site, they just kind of post the lines like minus 6.5 for one team and plus 6.5 for the other, but they don't do that on the card. Mm-hmm. And you had a little experience with that when you went out to Vegas.
Yeah, I love Vegas.
You used to pick up the cards.
So every year I go to Vegas, and
that's coming up.
It is coming up here in November. So every year I go to Vegas, and after I check in and get all my stuff situated, granted it is a work related trip. But I usually stop at the sports book, and I'll pick up a lot of future bet sheets for the NFL, NHL, even soccer, even maybe some baseball and college football. And I just love looking at what Vegas says on some of this stuff, because going to Vegas is awesome. And it's so much fun just to sit in the sports book. And then every morning they'll have those refresh sheets where you can take a look at the games that are going to be played for that day. And then go up to the counter, place your bet, and you're ready to go.
Awesome. So we're going to come up with tips on how to read the sports physical card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the sports cards typically related to there's gambling involved in it.
Yeah.
Is there any other use for a sports card besides actual gambling?
Well, it's just to know the lines for people, one to follow along and.
So then do we have to make a disclaimer here that this podcast is not...
No, this is for amusement only.
Exactly.
Yes.
There we go.
And Perfect. It says it right on the card.
I love it.
For amusement only.
So if you use any of these tips or any of the tips that we're going to be talking about today for gambling, that's strictly on your own.
Yes.
That's up to you. So that was just my little disclaimer for this week's episode.
Thanks for the disclaimer.
You're welcome.
Well, my first tip is that every team on the card has a number. So, if you were gonna place it on, usually, you can, this is kind of old school. This is way back in the day. I remember growing up in a household where, my father would kind of call someone, and they wouldn't say the team he wanted. They would say the number.
Okay.
So, like, for example, I'm looking at the Wisconsin Badgers for tomorrow. They're like number 123.
Okay.
So I would say, can I have 123, for $1? There
you go.
Okay. And so they would write down, they aren't going to write down Wisconsin. They would write down whatever number is on the card. Uh-huh. So that's just one, little tip. Is that if we're not promoting this at all, but if you did have a person that you called to place a pick, a lot of times you place that pick with reading off the number and not the team. You could say, hey, at 123 Wisconsin,
sure,
just to make it clear. But so that's my first tip.
Okay, so are all cards alike? You said that the home team is usually in caps, but why is that? Why isn't it like when you normally are reading a professional sports game here in, and I'm going to preface by saying here in the U.S., it's always the home team is the second team.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't they do it that way? Why is it kind of flip-flop?
So, that's another tip. So on the card, always on the left-hand side of the card is all the favorites.
Okay.
So all they have is on the card, they have on the left-hand side the favorites, and on the right-hand side is the underdogs.
Okay.
Now, is an underdog, ManCandy, this is a little pop quiz for you.
Oh, boy.
When I say underdog, are they plus points or minus points?
They are plus points.
Yeah, it is correct.
Thank you.
You're getting better. So,
Thank you.
So that's why they have always the favorites on the left the underdogs on the right, and then they have the line going down the right hand side. So that line that's going down the right hand side, that's how many points that underdog is plus.
Okay.
And so then, now you're getting into my tips. I was going to say another tip is that if it's all caps, that means they're the home team.
Okay.
Okay. So I gave a couple tips. Tip, how to read it, how to read the card, left hand side. That's a tip. They are the favorites. The right hand side is the underdogs, and then the caps is the home team.
Generally, on these sorts of cards, do they ever have the over-unders?
Great question. Again, online sites, they have everything. They have the lines, the first half lines. They have over-unders on every game. But for this card, you really wouldn't have enough room for all of that.
Sure.
Because there's so many college football games, they generally just have the point spread. That's it, and then they will always sprinkle in like the Badger game.
Okay.
So they have a total. The only total that they have is for the Badgers game, which is on the card. I'm looking at it right now is 45.
Okay.
So that's a great question. Now NFL, they have every game and the over/unders for every one.
So speaking of the Badgers, and do you like the over or under for that one?
If I had to take something, I'd probably take the over.
Yeah, I was going to say Badgers are probably going to score some points tomorrow.
And they're going to give up some too.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope they can figure it out. I hope they can figure everything out.
Do you know when sports betting first came into play?
No.
History question.
This is where you write things down. I
know. And do a little research.
Right,
do you know, in the early 19th century is when betting on sports or activities became a big thing. Do you know what event it was?
What event it was? The first sports betting event? I would... I would assume it's maybe soccer.
Ooh, nope.
Is it...
You're not going to guess it.
Like polo?
No.
You're cricket?
You're kind of close.
Cricket? Tennis?
You're closer with polo.
Oh, polo?
Yeah, you're getting colder.
Water polo? What is it, man?
Actually, it started originating with horse racing.
Horse racing. I should have got that. I should have. Don't say I wouldn't have got that.
Your last guess was water polo.
Because you said I was close with polo.
Come on.
I see what. At least they had horses on that for the. Yep.
But actual professional. Betting became on the forefront really in 1876. Betting on professional baseball.
Okay, and then then you got then you got some little scandals going on in baseball.
True. Yeah.
With the old White Sox and
rest in peace, Pete
and
Rose.
then rest. We could do a tips on Pete Rose in the WWE.
Sure, he's in the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame. We should do an episode on WWE Hall of Famers.
Ooh, that would be a fun episode.
That would be for you.
Yeah, and for the listeners.
Yep. I hope Petey gets in the Hall of Fame.
Me too.
Yes.
I got one last historical trivia for you. Do you know when it became legal in Vegas? What year?
Ooh, man, Kenny,
just take a guess.
Take a guess. I'm gonna go. I don't know. 46.
Wow, it's actually 49.
Wow, that's
not bad.
Not bad. That's not bad.
Proud of you.
There we go. How about that? Another tip, just a little one, is if you are gonna call in your place, what they usually have is that you're supposed to call it in. They want to have a half hour before kickoff.
Okay,
that's just kind of like a
courtesy.
Courtesy, yes, because if all of a sudden, this person's getting all these picks, they will have an opportunity to send some on. Because usually some of them, want to send it on to other places, and because they don't want to have that much risk involved.
Sure.
That's just another little tip is, like they have times down. This isn't actual the times of the kickoff. It's, the time is usually 30 minutes before. before the kickoff.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So when looking at, let's say, a sheet, or at the beginning of the week when they're kind of projecting out what the next games are going to be for the next weekend,
Yep.
what, besides like the obvious, what are some of the factors that would change a line to go up or down?
Okay. So
Because you do see that it pretty frequently. Like
yes.
it'll start at 15 and a half, and
Yep, yeah.
by the end of the week it's at 14 and a half,
yeah,
or whatever.
the line constantly moves. So there's, from what I've heard, is there's very few people that are like really like, you know, kind of drive this line. Now with technology too, they get help, but you know, there's a certain group that you know, kind of sets the line.
Would this be in Vegas or
Yeah,
somewhere?
so usually probably in Vegas.
Okay.
But what happens is that you get the just the everyday, random people, and they're going to be that we call them Joe Public.
Okay.
So Joe Public loves.
You think you've called me that before?
Oh yes, because Joe Publics love to take favorites and the overs. I mean, that's what they just generally do. They take the favorites and the over, and then you get what's called these sharps. The sharps, they kind of move the lines right away. Like these expert, that have done the research, that that think, they think they have an edge on Vegas, and sometimes they're right. They have to, and with the juice, we talked a little bit about juice, but really you got to pretty much hit about 55% to break even, on your picks, and so that's really hard to do when you're thinking about it. But these little sharps, these sharps come in, and they're the ones that.
Now you're saying sharps, not sharks, like a Sharpie.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So one of them, who was that? Nate Silver. So there's a book that he's talking about, all about sports gambling and everything like that, and he was banned from a lot of sports books just because he was so good. But there was a couple that let him still place wagers, but on a smaller scale.
Sure.
And they wanted his information, that his picks, so then they can move, kind of adjust the lines so they would kind of let him do it, and then from his picks, some of that, oh man, we better move this up a little bit, or down based on what he takes. So
interesting.
So yeah, so that's you get these people that know a lot and do a lot of research, and I just kind of go by feel, man, Kenny.
Sure.
What I personally, if I'm interested in placing a little pick or so, I kind of like to do the in-game.
Yeah.
Like see what's going on and see how it's playing out. Hey, if a
who's
quarterback,
got the momentum
if a quarterback gets hurt, or if, oh boy, you go on that other team, or if a team's driving and they just kept turning it over. It's like, man, they can move the ball. It's just that they're making dumb mistakes, and just stuff like that. That I don't think the computer program is figuring that out. They're just playing by the numbers. So.
Sure.
This little thing.
Well, another thing about the cards here, and I know that I just have all these questions because I'm very interested in learning. So it's not that I have a whole bunch of tips here today, but I'm just wondering, what is the difference between a teaser and a parlay?
Oh, great question, ManCandy. Great question. So a teaser, it just like it sounds, it's just meant to tease you a little bit here. What happens is that you can, again, I don't think it's. They used to have it. No, I don't think they have it on the card. They used to. They used to have parlay odds on the card, but they don't on this one. But teaser is, you can have certain level teasers. Now there's different ones, but on one thing I've seen is that you can add 6 points, 6.5 points, 7 points, to all the teams. So if you had
to all the lines?
To all the lines.
Oh, okay.
So to all the lines, yeah. So if you had two teams that what I would love is, like, if it's supposed to be a low scoring game and it's like a pick 'em each way, you might want to say, hey, I'm going to add 7 points, and so then you would get a team plus 7. And back in the day, if one of them pushed, you lost. But on some of these other sites that I've seen, a push just lowers your payment down.
Okay, got it.
So that's a teaser. Back, I had this, I saw this one site before where the more teams you tease, put in it, the more points you get. So, like, for example, if you did a 4-team teaser, you would get 10 points added on.
Okay.
And now, so sites vary. A 3-team, you would get like 8 points or 8 or 9 points. And then a 2-teamer was, I think it was 6, 9, 11. It was something like that.
Okay.
6, 9, 11 points based on how many teams you wanted. The site that, I was looking at the other day just had, do you want 6, 6.5, or 7? And then the more teams you tease, the better the payouts.
Got it.
So usually on a teaser, though, just straight up, they charge 20% juice. So like if you do a 3-teamer plus 7, they usually charge, instead of 10% juice, maybe 20% juice. So
And the easiest way to figure out juice is if it's, would you say 20% juice? So that would be, if you lose, you have to pay 120.
Yep.
And then if you win, you win 100.
Yep. Yes. Okay. Now a parlay, you're playing just by the lines that are given to you. Okay. And what happens is that the more teams you parlay, the higher payouts. Okay, the higher payouts that you get.
Because you're guessing more, or you're predicting the winners of more games, so it's going to be higher.
Yes.
And the likelihood of that happening, the more and more games you pick,
yes,
the more and more risk it is.
So here's like if you just search like parlay payouts, there's like a parlay calculator for you.
Oh,
and
nice.
This is what it should pay. So if you do a 2-teamer, what's going to happen is if you risk 5, sometimes it's like 1.5, but this is a true payout is like you would win $13 but risk $5.
Got it. Okay.
And here a 3-teamer is 6-1, so you risk $1. So hey, if I risk $10, I get paid $60. Some things, based on like if you call it in to old school handicapper, they might give less parlay odds.
Sure.
And some people might have a max payout on parlays. Like hey, because if you get to a 10-teamer, it's 700-1 if you hit all of them. So
I get it.
That's where it gets like a 5-team parlay. What do you think? What do you think the payout? I don't know, if you hit all 5, you risk $1. How much would you win?
500.
Oh, geez, $20.
Okay.
9-team is 300, and 10-team, like I said, is 700.
All right.
So yeah, so that's what. Now, what's kind of fun, if you're with some guys and you can actually call it in, you can actually do like 4 guys.
Sure. Everybody gets one
team, and if your team doesn't cover, you have to pay it. So if 2 guys, so if you're the only one that didn't hit, then you'd have to pay the whole play. So
I like that.
That's always fun. That's fun.
I like that.
Well, I hope. Geez, that's getting long.
I know.
Long.
Yeah.
You might, guys, if you're listening to this whole thing, you might have to go on 1.5 speed on this.
If you made it this long.
Oh man, we could talk about this. This is like my WrestleMania. This is talking sports, picks and. All this is right what I love.
Well, to kind of wrap up this topic, we can go through where we're at as far as our college picks are concerned.
Well, are they accurate?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I've updated it since
I gained another win.
Yes, you did. You are now at 7-13.
Oh, geez.
And I'm at 7-12 and a push.
Oh, so I'm catching up. All right, so I'm technically like a half a game behind. Oh man, I love it. Oh, that's great. The push comes in. Well, what do we got for our little? We got a sponsor for today.
Yes, we'd like to shout out our fake sponsor for the day. Is the deflator pill.
Oh, the deflator pill. This is awesome, man. Can you want to explain a little bit about it?
No, I don't.
Well, the deflator pill is, there's just sometimes where it's inappropriate to be, there's times where you want, like
you
Viagra.
Want to, yeah.
Yeah, you want to,
you
need it, but there's times where you don't want it. Like, a perfect example would be at a funeral. So if all of a sudden something, I don't know what happened, but if something like magically started growing, you just take a deflator pill, and within 2 minutes, you're back to being normal.
And I would say this would be helpful in the morning.
Yeah, it's the morning,
Yeah.
especially right. If you have it right next to the nightstand,
Sure.
You wake up, take one of those, and then you go to the bathroom. You don't even have to worry about not making it.
I wish I had. I wish I had this in high school.
Yeah, the deflator works for all occasions. Yeah,
The deflatinator.
The deflatinator. Well, I don't know who we're gonna give those out to.
I don't know.
But if you need a deflator,
Come find Moose at the Badger game tomorrow.
well, yeah.
Oh, Zo.
So Zo-Daddy will be there.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to like us and follow us both on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Play. And you can also follow us on X at JO Tips Podcast.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you.